Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on something that I've been putting off for a little while. I have a car hauler, 20-foot dovetail PJ trailer, and I had a little mistake with it. I was pulling it with my truck and I stopped somewhere, I had to back up. I took something out of my bed of my truck and I forgot to put the tailgate up. So I backed up with it and made some turns, and as you can imagine, it wasn't good. I had a rectangular toolbox on it mounted, and well, I'll just get right to it. I'll show you what happened. I turned too sharp, and the tailgate came in contact with the box on both sides, as you can see. So, yeah, it wasn't a good day. No. So I learned my lesson there. Always check to make sure the tailgate is up when you're backing up. I don't know why. I got the backup camera. I don't know if I just zoned it out or it was, I don't know what happened that day. And that's sometimes, you forget stuff. That happens with older age. But I'm not that old, but sometimes it feels like it. Okay. So today we're going to be putting on a new toolbox that I got. The old one was thrashed. I have a picture of it. And you can see the tailgate was trashed. I got a new tailgate off of eBay. Lucky I was able to get the same color, so I didn't have to do any painting or anything. I found the same tailgate online. So I do have to take, hopefully I can get these letters off. I have some stainless steel letters. Hopefully I can just heat those up and those will come off and I can put them on the new one. And the new tailgate it must have been from an XL or something, because it doesn't have a chrome handle. It has a black handle. So I'll be taking that off, and I'm going to take out the camera out of this tailgate. And then this is pretty much scrap, which it's a lesson learned. Let's just say that, lesson learned. But today I got a new toolbox. And this one's angled. It's in the box still, but as you can tell, it's angled to fit the corners of the trailer. A little less room inside, and it's going to have a little less storage room. But it should be a lot better. If I would happen to forget the tailgate was down again, with this toolbox, it shouldn't matter because it's angled. So why don't we open this baby up and see what we got. I've already had holes drilled in the trailer to mount the other toolbox, so hopefully I can just mark those holes on the new toolbox. And this is a company called Arxon. I got it off of eBay. Aluminum trailer tongue toolbox. So it's kind of a diamond plate looking aluminum, if you want to call it that. So let's get this out of the box here, and we'll get it mounted on the trailer. Okay. Now, as you can see, I've already got my holes drilled in the trailer from when I mounted the last toolbox. So I should just be able to mark those holes on the new tailbox or the toolbox and mount it up. So we'll get a marker. I'm gonna wipe this off here so it doesn't. Just got some Simple Green all-purpose cleaner. Spray that right on there. Make sure she's all nice and clean. Yeah, I was pretty, and you know what? I didn't even hear the crunching noises. You'd think you'd hear the. I didn't hear any of that. So, when I did get out to unhook the trailer, though, I was kind of, well, let's just say disappointed in myself. And but you know, we all make mistakes. You know, you learn your lessons from your mistakes, hopefully. So hopefully I learned my lesson here. I did this mount here. I didn't videotape that, but I got a Smitty built 9,500 pound winch that I put on here, and I just got a receiver block, and I welded this cross member in here. It's 2.5 inch stock. Welded that in there, and I slide my hitch in, or slide my winch in from this side, and lock it down with the pin. And I run my my electrics to the. I got a real long set of jumper cables, and I run it to the truck, so I can use, you know, winch to winch stuff up or whatever. But I also use the winch on my truck when I'm snow plowing. I actually used it before. You get stuck, I put it in the receiver in the back and pull yourself out. So that's kind of a dual purpose I got for my winch. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'll show you this here. Now, I know somebody's going to say, "Oh my gosh, look at those welds." Well, I've seen a lot worse, but that's how I welded on there. It works good. I didn't really have to do any other modifications on the trailer, just got these pieces in there and fitted them up and welded them on. So it works good. I'm happy with that. A lot easier than trying to pull up a car or something with a come along. It's nice to have the winch. Okay, let's see, do a trial fit here. See what we got. It's not looking too bad. It's got a nice like diamond plate finish on it. I think that'll work out good. Then we're gonna trust the tape measure so we can measure things up here. Okay, so we want to square this thing up. And I want to stay back a little bit so I can make sure that the receiver goes through the mount there. Let's see what we got here. 4 3/4. Wow, that's pretty good. 4 3/4. just setting it on there. All right, now we'll measure to make sure it's even on that side. Looks good. measure the overhang on the side. It's got a little bit of overhang. So we'll measure this, the distance between the toolbox and the trailer here. Make sure that matches. Looks like 3/4 of an inch on that side. Okay, I got an inch on this side, so I got to go a little bit that way. All right. That looks good. And what I've got here is 2 3/4 inches between the toolbox itself and the edge of my receiver. This trailer actually came with a jack that mounted in here underneath, and I don't know why they did that, because you can't put a toolbox. If you want to mount a toolbox on this thing, you couldn't, because the jack was mounted right where the toolbox would go. So what I did is I got another jack that mounts up on the triangle mount up toward the front of the receiver here, or the coupler mount. And that works pretty good. That's I put a platform on the bottom. Put a platform here. And I just jack it up, and when I'm done, I pull the pin out, and this comes off. So that worked out pretty good. I mean, it's not ideal. And they also put, I don't know why they did this, they mounted the spare tire mount right here. So, especially with my, it might work with this one, but with my other my other toolbox, the rectangular one I had, you couldn't mount the spare tire on here. So I don't know. I mean, I like the trailer, but PJ, they just didn't set this one up the way I would have set it up. I would have put the spare tire mount over on the side here. But I mean, it's been a good trailer. I've hauled a few cars on it. Probably got over 1,000 miles on it so far, and it's been a good trailer. So right now I got my Camaro stored on there. But it's got the diamond plate fenders on it. It's got the wood deck. And what's really nice, it's got this dovetail. So it's a 20-foot trailer. 18 of it is flat, and it's got a 2-foot dovetail on it. So that's makes it a lot easier to load lower profile cars. The ramps go right in here. Ramps hook right in there, and the ramps are actually in the side. They're mounted in the side of the trailer. So they just slide out, you mount your ramps on there, and it's fairly easy to load a car on here. All right, let's get back to this toolbox. Keep on track here. Okay, so I think I got it squared up pretty good. Next thing to do is mark our holes in the toolbox. Get our cardboard here so we don't get all dirty. Get us just a fine point Sharpie marker, and we'll mark the bottom of our holes in the toolbox. Look at that. Here we go. That marked. That one's marked. Okay. Let's make sure we didn't move here. Looking pretty good. Okay. So once you get it all marked and everything, we'll be pulling it off and drilling the holes, and then it'll just be bolting it on. When I measured it for the other toolbox, when I was actually drilling the holes, that was a little bit more involved because you had to measure in the toolbox, measure the angle of the measurement of the tongue of the trailer, and then transfer that measurement to the inside of the toolbox, and then drill the holes. And yeah, that was a lot more complex. This is just transferring the holes that I already have drilled onto the toolbox. What we'll do now, we'll drill our holes. Turn the toolbox over. There's a mark. Mark there, there. All right. Perfect. Get your size drill bit that matches what you're going to do. Be using my new Bauer drill that my son got me for Christmas. It was like a really nice drill. Oh yeah. All right. So you're gonna go by your mark here. This depth gauge right here. Move that back. Okay, so we've got our drill bit. Put it on your mark. And make your hole. Yeah, that's a nice drill. Made by Bauer. It's a regular drill, it's also a hammer drill. So when I'm mounting my lift, which I'm going to mount, I'll use this to drill the holes in the concrete. But it seems to be nice. Nice, a lot of power. Seems to work good. Thanks, Garrett. All right. Okay. Now we'll deburr the holes. So I'll get a little file, a little hole file. All right, make sure there's no sharp edges. Look at that. Okay. You know, it's just nice to be able to have a toolbox on the trailer, especially when you've got, you know, straps and stuff you want to haul with you. You can put them in the toolbox on the trailer, don't have to take up the back of your truck. Also keep the stuff for the winch in there, jumper cables that you use for the winch and different stuff like that. So it's good, good investment, I think. Okay. I'll mount this on here now. This is nice because it has a shock. So when you open it up, you don't have the lid falling on you. It's a nice shock on it. Holds it up. That should work out good. You just get it all mounted on there, and put some lock washers and on your bolts and stuff, and a little Loctite maybe so it doesn't, you make sure it doesn't loosen up. But that's basically what it is. That'll be nice. It's angled to the trailer, so you're not going to be, you've got a bigger turning radius when you're backing up. And remember to always put your tailgate up. Well, that'll do it for this episode of Keith's Customs. If you like what you see, please subscribe and support the channel. And as always, have a good one.